I know this title feels kind of like an oxymoron, right? We're talking about the Joker, and then we're also talking about how he would get driven insane, right? It's kind of like a odd thing. I feel like having Joker and insane in the same sentence feels as if we're using it like a synonym, but it's not in this case, because I truly believe that Deadpool would drive the Joker absolutely insane, even more insane than he normally is. Now, bear with me, let me talk about why. Now, I want to talk about first off the relationship between the Joker and the Batman, right? There's a moral or a morality struggle between the Joker and the Batman constantly. But the thing that always stood out to me with the Joker is that he wants his name plastered in lights. He wants his name to be known throughout the entirety of Gotham and also the entirety of the world. Now, we even see this in Injustice, and I know I refer to Injustice quite a bit because I absolutely love the Injustice storyline, but we see this in Injustice where he forces Superman, or basically tricks Superman into, well, offing his wife. Now, this was something that is monumentous, something that would change the fabric of this entire space forever, right? And Joker did it so that he could have his name written in the history books forever. It didn't matter if Superman decided to kill him. It didn't matter if he stayed alive to watch the carnage. All that matters is that he knew that it would all come crumbling to ash and dust. That's what the Joker wanted, and that's what the Joker got. So there's a reason why I say Deadpool would drive the Joker absolutely insane, and it has a lot to do with who Deadpool or who Wade Wilson truly is. Now, let's start with the unpredictability of this clash, right? The unpredictability of Joker versus Deadpool, or even in a more broad sense, their relationship. Now, Joker thrives on this unpredictability, this psychological manipulation, but Deadpool lives in this, right? Deadpool is the definition of randomness on a totally different level. Deadpool literally has the ability to break the fourth wall, knowing that they're in some sort of a comic book or some sort of a movie or some sort of a TV show. Deadpool isn't going to not only fall for these weird antics, even if he would stumble across these weird antics that the Joker is building up, Joker would never get the satisfaction that he wants out of someone like Deadpool, right? It would just frustrate the Joker to no end, absolutely. And let's be honest, Joker prefers to play mind games, and he prefers to play mind games on his own terms. That is a big thing I want to point out. On his own terms. He doesn't like when other people take the driving wheel, right? He doesn't like when they take the steering wheel and start controlling the narrative, the conversation. He doesn't like when they control it. He wants to control it. He wants absolute control. And in his absolute control, he will get this giant kind of unorthodox type of crime spree, right? That's what the Joker is. But you can't play these mind games with someone like Deadpool. It just wouldn't work. Deadpool thrives too much in unpredictable circumstances, and he also just loves messing with people. That's who Deadpool is. We've seen it on multiple occasions. Now, when Joker can't actually inflict torture on someone's mind and mentally manipulate them to the way he wants them to, very similar to how we've seen many different versions of Harley Quinn or people like that, right? If he can't do that, well, then he'll do something else, right? We've seen it with Jason Todd where he couldn't necessarily mentally break the boy, but he decided, well, if I can't mentally break you, at least not fully, I'm going to physically break you. Now, will the Joker be able to do that to Deadpool? No, not even close. We've seen on multiple occasions that Deadpool is absolutely immortal. Yes, I know technically if we're talking about MCU Deadpool, it's a little different, right? But this Deadpool, we're talking the comic book Deadpool, immortality is a hell of a thing. And his healing factor would just take the fun out of, well, torture itself. Now, it may be cool and dandy and awesome because for a little bit at least, because Joker would see this as a, well, I have a plaything forever, right? But here's the thing. Eventually, when he realizes, hey, Deadpool just regenerates over and over again, he doesn't actually feel this pain, he's completely fine, he continues to taunt the Joker with jokes and quips while regenerating, making fun of him, and it would just be this sadistic game between them both. And honestly, Deadpool could possibly be winning. Now, we've seen, the boy Joker do some crazy things. So maybe he finds some way to, like, slow down his healing. I don't know, right? Then we would be having a different conversation. But if we're talking about a Joker who doesn't really know what's going on with Deadpool, kind of is blinded by his kind of lack of understanding, but also blinded by the fact that he's angry about who this person is, like he's just frustrated and angry, he's gonna continue beating and trying to hurt him, but then all of these things just regenerate back, and it would just run old for Joker. Joker would realize that he can't do anything to this person, and he can never have full control over Deadpool, right? And we talk about humor with the fourth wall breaking and stuff like that, but Joker also has his own absurd humor. Joker loves his dark and sadistic jokes. He is, the clown that laughs. He very, very much plays into this clown persona, but just not in the whole happiness way where I'm making children happy and laugh. No. Joker is quite the opposite. He seeks that insanity line, right? He seeks out to push people to their limits. And frankly, Deadpool, if we're talking about the immortal version of the comics, or we're talking about the MCU version, both of them have been pushed to their limits on multiple occasions, right? This is different for Deadpool. This is a different type of kind of journey and different kind of experience for Deadpool, right? Joker may make jokes and say this and say that, but being overshadowed by someone like Deadpool, who is going to be a better fighter, someone who's going to crack jokes and make quips when Joker wants to make people laugh, and do his whole like shtick. And it seems like Deadpool would kind of progressively inch closer and closer to that idea of overshadowing the Joker. And we all know how bad that would be, right? We know how bad it would be if the Joker felt as if Deadpool was creeping up on exactly what he wants to be, right? Known everywhere, known as this, kind of scary and terrifying person that rules over Gotham and this and that. Like, imagine you have Deadpool now, and Deadpool is messing up with all of those plans, and that's exactly what he would do. Now, I want to make this clear. Deadpool is no hero, right? He's not a heroic person. He's an anti-hero, maybe even leaning a little bit toward villain. He does some pretty drastically horrible things. But at the same time, you're dealing with somebody who is going to be viewed as a villain by a lot of people, if not everybody in Gotham, and is going to be overshadowing the Joker because of the jokes and kind of all the stuff and all the persona that Deadpool puts on. Joker would feel like this is driving him insane, like literally insane. So what would Joker try to do? He would try to seek out that thing that he can exploit, right? Can he exploit something? Joker loves exploiting people's tragic past, break them mentally, turn their trauma against them, right? We've seen it on multiple occasions where he can turn people, right, in a totally different way that we couldn't even expect. But Deadpool doesn't really have this origin story to kind of manipulate, right? He won't have this thing that Deadpool or that Joker can sabotage, right? Joker doesn't have something to grab onto, to mess with, to kind of destroy and smash and kind of mentally break. He doesn't have someone else that he can do that to that would allow him to get to Deadpool. Because we've seen it with Batman, right? Batman has these sidekicks. You got your Dick Graysons, your Jason Todds, your Tim Drakes, right? Your Batgirls, right? Your Barbara Gordon. And all these people are associated with Batman. So How are you going to get to Batman? Well, I can't beat him. I can't get to him. So how am I going to get to him? I'm going to get to him through, well, the people he cares about. Deadpool doesn't really have anything like that. Deadpool doesn't really have anybody that would derive from that, right? So Joker would find this to be a way that he literally can't affect Deadpool on that level at all. And that's just another way that it's just going to frustrate the Joker, right? So we've seen it when the Joker feels like he's getting backed into a corner, it doesn't look 100% pretty, especially when you have people that seem to be conquering, right? Certain things, like certain plans that the Joker would make. Oh, he makes a plan to stop Deadpool and it doesn't work. This could drive him even more insane, maybe even making him even more sadistic, maybe even making him more insane, more kind of just brutal in his ways. It could cause for an even darker, even more like terrifying version of the Joker. I know it sounds crazy because the Joker himself is pretty damn scary in the first place, but I honestly think that could be a way that it could occur, right? I think this could occur in that way. Now, I do want to talk about this because I think having Joker and Deadpool in the same room together would be absolutely hilarious, right? So having Joker kind of have this witty banter with Deadpool, and you have these non-stop quips and, you know, this sarcastic remarks and this and that, I honestly think it would be hilarious. Now, I know that's a little off topic to the idea of driving him insane, but I do believe that it would be absolutely hilarious to see that specifically. And you could even say that Joker might get a good little chuckle, little laugh, maybe a little bit of enjoyment of having Deadpool here, because you would have an unkillable, punching bag, right? Deadpool loves to absolutely, you know, torture and you know, do really very devious things. And he might see Deadpool as a very fun punching bag that he can use to test out his brand new crowbars, maybe some saws, maybe a nice katana that he got from a merchant. You never know, right? It could be something beneficial, at least for a little bit. But that's what makes it even worse. Joker would start by enjoying himself. He would start by enjoying the quippy banter that Deadpool would portray. He'll start by enjoying, the regenerative kind of body of Deadpool, being able to beat Deadpool down and him get back up, and he can do it over and over and over again, and he doesn't even have to worry about it. He could just keep doing it as long as he would like, and it won't matter, right? But here's the thing. After a little while, it would start making Joker feel like he's being mocked, right? Joker's whole thing, his morality, his human nature, how he justifies his actions, Deadpool would mock it all, because Deadpool would know it all, right? He would break the fourth wall, telling him about this and that, about how maybe he even knows who the Batman is. Maybe he even does a little bit of a spoiler telling the Joker who the Batman is, which we've seen on multiple occasions, that the Joker himself doesn't necessarily want this cat and mouse, this evil game between Batman and the Joker. Well, evil on the Joker side, of course, but this evil game to stop. And knowing Batman's identity, exposing Batman's identity, would stop that game entirely. And that's the reality of it, right? So you would have to realize that Deadpool on multiple ways, or through multiple ways, could really affect the Joker's psyche. Really could mess him up. I want to point to something, and this is from the Arkham games. When Batman jumps off a roof and saves the Joker, which I believe is in Arkham Origins, correct me if I'm wrong, but he jumps off the roof, saves the Joker, and the cops themselves are like, where's your partner? Where's Batman? I mean, who else would jump off a roof and save a slime ball or a terrible person, or, you know, the person he is, of course? Why would he save someone like you if he wasn't your partner? And the Joker himself is like, I don't know. Like, that's a great question. I was wondering the same thing, right? This is a totally different thing now, right? We are dealing with a Batman who saved the Joker under his own kind of morals, right? He has these morals, and it would confuse the Joker. And we saw that slightly mess with the Joker. Now imagine Deadpool. Deadpool is the master of messing with people's heads. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did some things that confused Deadpool or confused the Joker a lot, right? From jumping off a building with him maybe, or saving him from this or saving him from the Batman, but then turning around and doing quite the opposite by pointing Batman in the right direction to where the Joker currently is, right? Deadpool loves to play this game. And the fact that the Joker isn't the one leading the game and leading kind of this chaos, which we know he is an agent of chaos, right? If he's not leading the chaos, let's just say it will mess with the Joker very, very, very much. And let's make this very clear, and I'm gonna say this one more time, that in terms of authority, in terms of right and wrong, Deadpool doesn't care. Deadpool does not care about any of that. So when the Joker maybe looks at him, sees him, and he's like, oh, it's another superhero, time for me to mess with him. Well, Deadpool's not the one to be messed with. Let's just say that. Deadpool is not going to have the same morals as someone like Batman. This game between Deadpool and Joker is going to be far different than the one between Batman and the Joker, right? Deadpool would mess with him in ways, mock him in ways, attempt to assert his own dominance in a way, right, on multiple occasions, and he would treat him probably and literally like a clown, because that's what Joker is. And Joker would flat out hate that Deadpool doesn't see him as this terrifying, all-powerful figure that he swears up and down that he truly is. And that's all the reasons why I personally believe Deadpool would drive the Joker absolutely insane. But with that said, I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. Do you think Deadpool or Wade Wilson would drive the Joker insane? Do you think they would have a good relationship? Maybe you're like, hey, I think Deadpool and Joker would get along because of this, this, and this. Or do you think more like me, where I think Deadpool and the Joker would definitely not be able to coexist because of, well, many reasons that I said, or any reasons you can come up with in the comment section below. Now, yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. It supports me to a large degree. You watching the video through and through always helps. And as always, if you enjoyed, YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy this video, so might as well go check it out.